In this tutorial series, we will be going over how you as a Shopify store owner can capture data from your customers and have them save it in Metafields that are available in Shopify. Now, before we get into that, I just want to go over what Metafields do. Metafields are just custom data that you can enter as a Shopify store owner for certain types. These metafields are enabled for various functionalities such as product, collections, customers, etc. These metafields can only be modified through Shopify admin. In most cases, that functionality suffices the needs of the store. However, for your customers, sometimes you as a store owner would like to capture the metafield data from them. Natively, this is not available on Shopify. However, through Clover's Customer Metafield Update app, you can now get your customers to enter custom data that you as a store owner can view on your store. First thing, let's get the Clover app installed on your Shopify store. To do that, simply navigate to shop.clover.app or on the Shopify App Store, search for Clover. Once you see the page, just hit install. What that will do is bring you to this page, and all you have to do is hit install. Once you've installed the app, the first thing you need to do is add your AWS access key and access secret to the Clover app. Now, we have a whole different video on how you can retrieve your AWS access key and AWS access secret, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is add my keys. Once the keys have been added, you will see them come up over here. Now, there's only one last step that's left to do, which is to deploy the Customer Metafield Update app. Simply click deploy, and this will pop up a window asking you to what key you want to use to deploy this app, and agreeing to terms and conditions, as well as understanding there's some cost associated deploying this app for your AWS. Check these off and just simply hit deploy. Once you've hit deployed, you will see this screen update. The status will automatically transition to deploying. As well, you will see some info on the storefront token and the key that was used to deploy this app. This process takes approximately 2 minutes to deploy, and once it's ready, your status will change to ready. You will also see 4 steps required to add this app to your Shopify theme. Now, the first thing you would want to do is actually create a test theme so you can actually test this out for yourself. I'm just going to go into my online store, and in my production theme, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to rename this to dev implement Clover, hit save. Now once it's ready, I can now jump back into my Clover app, and now what I'm going to do is my first step is select the theme that I just created. I am going to go ahead and hit enable app on this theme. Once you do that, it will actually take you to a whole new tab. It will show you that, hey, this Clover app is enabled. We need to come back to this in a second, and all you need to do is hit save. Now, coming back to this, the first thing that we kind of need is the login form ID. So where the customers log in, we need the form ID for that particular component. Simply hit preview and go into account, or just /account. Right click on the email input, inspect the form right here, and you would see the ID of that form. Now this ID is what's needed. By default, it is set as customer login from Shopify side. However, if you've changed it, you can enter that info right here. Once that's done, just simply hit save, and we can close this tab as well as this tab and go back to our app. Simply hit refresh here, and now you will see that step 2 is checked off since we've enabled it. Now in step 3, all you have to do is basically add the metafield that you would want your customers to edit. If you would like to create a new one, just simply hit create new metafield, and what they should do is take you to the page where you can enter the metafield definition. So in our case, we're gonna go ahead and say we're going to ask our customers to enter their skin type, and we're just gonna make this a single line text field. For now, this is totally fine, and just make sure the storefront access is enabled. Simply hit save and go back to Clover. Select the theme that you would want the metafield to be implemented on, and when you go into the drop down, you should see the Metafield that you just created. Click the Metafield, and all now you have to do is hit Add Metafield to Customer Account Page button. Once you do that, what it will do is actually add that Metafield as an input on the accounts page. You can actually preview this by clicking View Customer Account Page and having to log in as a customer. I'm already logged in as a customer here, but you can see that my customer Metafield input just got added. So for the demo purposes, what I'm going to do is just exit out of this or go back to our previous tab. And the last thing you need to do is add a save button. Simply click Add Save button, and what this will do is actually add the save button onto the account page as well. Now if you go back, just hit refresh on this customer accounts page, you should see the save button. You can add your own CSS, but just for the meantime, what we'll do is just to test it out, we will actually go into the preview and actually see if this is working or not. So first things first, just hit log out here, hit preview, go ahead and click account and enter the customer email address. Simply hit sign in, and what that should do is allow us as a customer to see the skin type as a text field and a save button. Now going back here, if in my customers page, Team Clover, I should see there's no skin type added here. So what I'm going to do is just to test it out, I'm just going to say as my skin type is smooth, hit save, and what that should do is on the Shopify side actually update it to smooth. And just to kind of test it out one more time, I say clear, hit save. And if I go back to that tab and refresh my thing, I should see skin type as clear. So once I know the customer Metafield save data is happening, I am going to jump back into my online store, into the theme that we were just editing, hit customize, go into customer accounts page again. I'm going to just apply some CSS to these to this input and this button. So go ahead and create custom liquid, paste the CSS that I had for these guys. So all we're doing is saying, hey, any div with Clever Metafield inputs, apply this CSS, and then also button for Clever Save Metafield, apply this margin CSS. I'm just going to move this block over here, hit save, hit log out, and go to preview, go into the account page, and I should see my skin type input and the save button applied with the CSS. Now I'm going to show what other sort of inputs you can apply. So going back to the Clever app, I'm just going to hit refresh. I'm going to go ahead and add the Metafield favorite color, as well as subscribe to newsletter, and I'm going to go ahead and say refresh this, or I can close this and jump back here, hit customer account page, customer login, go ahead and go into the, yeah, perfect, go into customer accounts, and go. Okay, perfect. So I can see these inputs being added. One thing I'm going to do is just reorganize this to say, hey, this is how it should look. Perfect. And hit save. Just log out one more time from here, log back in. sign it, and I should see skin type as the text input, favorite color as a color input that the user can modify or the customer can modify, and then subscribe to newsletter as a checkbox. So in our case, I'm going to go ahead save, and this should actually update our customer data. Going back to our customers here, going into the team app or the team, and you would see that the purple change, the subscribe to newsletter is checked on, and the skin type still says clear. Let's say we toggle this off and change our favorite color to a little bit of teal, or hit save. Go back to our customer data, hit refresh, and you should see the color change to tealish color or bluish color, and the subscribe to newsletter to be false. And lastly, there's one more metafield that you can add, which is the date metafield. Similar. So go back to the Clever app, select the theme again, select so in this case, we're going to use anniversary date as the metafield. I'm going to hit add, go into view customer account page, just to, let me log in one more time. The anniversary date is down here, so I'm just going to move that block over here, hit save, hit log out, and go ahead and log back out here and then log in. And perfect. So now we actually see the anniversary date. I can totally modify this as a date input. We'll modify this as a date, and hit save. Go back to the customer page, and we should see the anniversary date change to March 1st, 2024. Go back here and modify this one more time just to make sure it's working. Hit save. Go back here, refresh, and March 8th is what we got. Perfect. So what we've done is basically allowed our customers to enter some sort of custom data for their profile. We can totally use this custom data to do other stuff, such as send newsletters based on anniversary date, or if someone has a favorite color that is associated to a certain product, we can also kind of target recommendations based on that color. Lastly, I would just like to say thank you for watching. I hope you found this tutorial informative, and if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to reach out to us at team@clover.app. Thank you.